Hello and welcome to the next episode where we're going to be doing the next race at Munich, which I can already see might have a bit of rain in practice, which is going to be annoying, in 24 days. And then Pepper will be taking over at Milan for that race. So let's have a look what we're dealing with first. So low speed corners is spec, but those two are not. Let's have a look at what Lee got on last time. Um, He managed to get 11th and 12th in the race by the looks of it. Can I? So, there were quite a few retirements, and I'm guessing somehow some sort of strategies would have come into play there. That was so. Sorry, trying to digest that. I'm not sure if the car is actually 11th or 12th. I'm about to find out. We've got some sponsors. We're gonna have a look at the stuff. We have good stuff with potential and solid lead designers for a long enough contract. In terms of finances, we're making a loss of 1 million. Um, Medium budget for next year's car. Okay. Pit crew wise, we've got a few more. I'm gonna just hit that to remove fatigue crew members. I'm really not bothered to change anything else. Yeah. Oh, okay. And we got a gearbox being built, and obviously we can't do anything here because um, the car's not been repaired from last time. The car number looks a bit weird, but on the side at least it's a nice looking car. So let's have a look at mail. So we got some contract signed. So it's going to take 8 days for this. Actually, let's just continue forward until the car repairs are complete, because until then I can't do a lot. Wrong button. Car repairs are complete. Now we're working on reliability on the new suspension, which is a lot better. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna put it more focused on reliability first. See what that does. We have sponsor offers here. I'm not gonna sign anyone until the start of the next race, so that we know what we're competing with. That's 14th or above, and that's second or above. So ideally we get something better here. Look at that scout report. So young. Well, that's no one. Good. Okay. But this 16-year-old looks like has some potential. See, so we're not gonna scout and basically looking at the ranges there and seeing if there's any good drivers, and then just adding them to the scouting list. It's just how many double-digit ranges they have. So, for example, for this driver, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories where they're guaranteed double digits, which is how I'm evaluating on who to scout. So that looks pretty promising too. I think because these drivers are young, they could be released early, or we might have a chance to snoop them at a cheaper price. So I'm looking at people with 5 double digits in the minutes. This driver looks really good with that kind of basis. I don't want to clutter too much, so I'm going to stop there. We've got loads of scouting to do. 3 more going on out there. We've got another sponsorship offer, which is great. Gearbox is going to be built in 2 days. Alright, so we have a new gearbox. Straight away, I'm going to remove that because I want to be using this gearbox. So I want to work on the reliability of that. And we are going to, for the next race, is in 16 days. I need another part. So gearbox, so suspension we'd get in 9.9. I might be able to put a new suspension in the car in time. Potentially. So I prefer this one because we need performance kind of now as well as later. That seems to be a better compromise, and then in the future we can look at that. Actually, we have 2 slots. So Lee has already built, that means a suspension, has he? Yes, he has, with the 3758. In that case, let me have a look what I can get here. So build time -3, but the reliability goes down. Well, this guarantees I would have 2 working suspensions, I think. If I just go back to the improved parts. So we're working the reliability of this suspension. We're going to be looking to get that to 75%. And then if I get that suspension, I wouldn't have to do any reliability work on it, and we would have both drivers with a good suspension. So it makes some sense. I don't think they're going to be too happy with that decision. But I think it's something we might need. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to work on reliability on those 2, yep. Okay, we're going to first scouting on another driver, so we've got a scout report again. Okay, that's a good driver. So I'm going to star him because he's almost 4 stars, and that could be a useful driver for us to use later. There's more to a driver than star rating, but at least now we have a potential cheap driver for the future. Got suspension built 90%. Okay, that's good. Let's have a look at the reliability. So that's at 71. That's at 58. I'm gonna get rid of that. I want this to have a lot higher reliability. I have noticed the downside on this part. I was a bit rusty and I rushed my decision making there. That the red zone increases. I think that's a mistake I've made there. I've acted a bit stupid. Oh well. Not my problem. Well, it is my problem. Pepper's problem for the future. A million up front or 350k a race for 9 races. Says they do that for 3 and a bit races, we would make our money back. So I think this one is better. So they're both second and aboves here. The upfront payment here will be more useful, but let me have a look what's here. So this contract is a lot more lucrative. I think we can hit 16th or above a couple of times, and we're going to get a million up front. So that's good. And this 100k up front is really not going to make that much difference. I'm tempted to wait it out. What are the finances like? 100k does make a little difference there, but okay, so 4 races, I'm not sure we're going to get a better deal, so we'll take 100k. We've added that as a sponsor. We're going to aim for 16th and try to fit, so we're going to try to give both of them the newer suspension, and someone gets the newer gearbox. That's a mistake with the suspension. That's what I get for rushing decision making. Right, practice time. So 14 feedback, 9 feedback. As much feedback as I can get, the better. Bring that down there. Essentially, the better feedback would mean I would, hang on, just look at the weather forecast, that's okay. I'd get an idea on the setup a lot quicker on what's good, what's bad. Then we'll see, so stint, race, oh, in fact, of course, there's no qualifying. So really, I want to be using both tires equally, but there's not a lot of time in qualifying. So we're not going to get plentiful. If I go So we're going to go times 12 for practice. It's not a lot to look here, so handling is good. But we're not the slowest team out there. The rain has come in, so there's no point sticking out with these tires because we're not going to get the knowledge from the medium tires if it's wet. So I'm going to bring them in. Happy with that. I'm going to go a bit more understeer to see what they think, and I'm going to go a bit more towards acceleration. Race trim, just all of it on inters. So you really like that, and you liked it there, so here we go. And just to make sure that stays excellent, there we go. Intermediate tires. Okay, 18th, 19th, I'll take it. 1.9 seconds off the pace, but we didn't really set a representative lap either. I think they're starting quite high up in the grid because it's reverse championship. I'm just gonna have a look. It's like it's gonna be sunny. Use the medium tires. Okay, setup's good. Actually, we need to change something on the setup. We want to be starting on the mediums, I think. Oh, hang on. I shouldn't have gone for medium tire now. There's something for me to learn for later. Because we only have 18 lap fuel tank. It makes no sense to use that. So we should have been only using the softs. Okay. Something for the next time around. So now we're going to be falling backwards. Although Anthony has gotten up to 5th, but now it's time to just start taking care of the tires in the field. And you can see Gomez is really struggling, whereas Anthony is still with drivers close to our car, but now the fast guys are coming through. And we're going to start dropping back slowly. And now he's gotten down the inside. Let me just use times 12 speed for the race, just to slow things down. Start using the tires a little bit more and the fuel. Ah, we just got sent down the inside. I think there's no point doing that. Anthony here is going to just settle, I think. So 8 more laps of fuel and 7 more laps of fuel. Tires are underheated, but I don't want to cost too much more tire. I think we can push though. We have enough life in them. Hope here is we can keep our mechanical parts together. You can see that suspension was really not a smart choice. Because we're going to get into that danger level with this suspension very shortly. Someone's lost a wheel nut, I think. Yep. That's problematic for you. So I want to go one more lap. Fit in new softs, fill up the fuel tank, and go safe at the pit stop. Does Gomez need to come in this lap? Oh, Gomez definitely needs to come in. So Anthony can stay out just, and then we can bring Gomez in first. So let's now fast forward that. Yeah, so we'll have 0.1 of fuel with Anthony once Anthony comes in. So Anthony's having to defend there, and I paused it a bit too late, I think. Let's see if he can retaliate on a move. Just gonna push everything up. But I think it's too late to retaliate. And I'm going to just put the engine to overtake down the straight to make sure we can keep 11th from now on. On here, my dumb decisions are hurting our team already. Let's just try once more. We are a bit low on fuel with Gomez, but to try something around the outside, which will turn to the inside line. But even with the engine power, we're not able to do anything. Oh, now we're looking down the inside. Can we send it again? I'm gonna have to bring the tire usage down because we're starting to wear it too much, even though we were close for a move, but that's been there for a few laps. P12 is gonna come in now, which is good for us, and we have held him up quite a lot. So you have gearbox trouble. Okay. And you are, looks like, potentially a lap down, but we are side by side with 17, so let's just use a little bit to cause nuisance, but nothing we can do there. Okay. So now that we're in clean air, I'm not that fussed about what we're doing. We just need to attack. And Gomez here is doing a fantastic job because he's holding up the two guys that Anthony's fighting against. Is there something up with the suspension? Yes, there is. We are up 6th. I should have been paying more attention because you should have pit that lap. You will still have enough fuel though, so that's good. Fill, part condition, how much is it? 21 seconds to fix the gearbox. I'm going to risk the gearbox with Gomez, but with Anthony, I think I'm going to risk both of them. I'm not going to fix any of those and hope it works out. Unfortunately, we did lose to P11 because we just don't have the raw pace. But it is what it is. Let's slow it down here for this battle for 12th. Gomez is got up to 16th as well. We'll keep an eye on the suspension. It's on 12%. Just gonna use overtake here. Yep, I know that's low. So even though we have the tires, I just don't want to attack because I don't want to damage the suspension. So I'm just using the engine where we need it. And I'm trying to take care of the car. So where's the leader? So the leader is almost lapped us, but has not. Okay, you are actually under threat. For 17th, for 16th, just a minute. Let's see if we can try to get this position back. And we need to... Okay, we're good here. Are we in the last lap yet? I don't think we've started the last lap. But we will as you cross the line. I'm going to put the engine up because I don't think that affects the suspension. And the gearbox there is worn. I think the Gomez is going to finish 17th. Yeah. Don't want to go in the overtake with Gomez because it was his gearbox that was the problem. Whereas over here it's the suspension. But we're going to come and get 12th place, which is pretty good. We've got that sponsor objective, so we're going to get a little bit more money of that. And for next time for me to remember is there's no point using the harder compound because of the fuel. and don't do what I did with the suspension. Alright, let's continue. Let's see if we gain more positions from this. Screw cleaning complete. Nothing happened. Okay. P12. Which puts us in the Constructors 8th. And we're ahead of our set rival Predator. And to be fair, we're ahead of Archers so far. The boss should be pleased. We finished high. Marketability is a bit low, but hopefully that has increased a little bit from that result. Super soft tires wear more slowly. That will be useful for the races we use that. A very minimal loss, which is good. Now let's see what we can do to help Pepper out here. Gomez is the one that's needed morale. Ah, I got that the wrong way around, I think. Morale. Yeah, it was Faith Anthony. I should have said the different answer. So I'm keen on adding him because that's a really good pit crew. I'm considering this person as well, but I'm gonna leave that for Pepper to decide if he does look at it or leave the episode later. Okay, something to design. We've got Milan coming up. So, engine or brakes? One of the two. I think we can go through quite a few brake upgrades. So I'm gonna set the brake upgrade up. And that's my part done. So thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying that, hit the like button, subscribe, so that next week you'll see, or next week or the week after, or soon, you'll see Pepper take on the Motorsport Manager Challenge. So far, we have finished 11th and 12th in Lee's hands, and then 12th and 17th in my hands. So we'll see how Pepper does at Monza. Until then, see you next time.